Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the most interesting and thought-provoking stories from around the world. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm excited to share today's top news with you. In our first segment, we're shining the spotlight on a fascinating story about Cambodian American chefs who are making waves in the culinary world. These talented individuals are not only showcasing their culture's unique flavors, but also breaking down barriers and challenging traditional notions of what it means to be a chef. From the streets of Philadelphia to the kitchens of Long Beach, California, we're taking you on a journey to explore the rise of Cambodian American cuisine. We'll meet chefs like Phila Lorn, who's bringing his family's recipes to the forefront with his restaurant Mon, and Phuong, also known as the Cambodian cowboy, who's fusing traditional Khmer flavors with Texas-style barbecue. These chefs are more than just cooks. They're ambassadors of their culture, sharing their stories and traditions through food. And it's not just about the taste. It's about preserving their heritage and creating a sense of community. As Phila Lorn so eloquently puts it, "It's cool now to be 38 and have that same lunchbox food but on plates, and we're selling it for $50 a plate." We'll delve into the history of Cambodian American cuisine, from the refugee experience to the modern-day restaurants and pop-ups that are gaining recognition. We'll also explore the challenges these chefs face, from overcoming imposter syndrome to navigating the complexities of cultural identity. This is a story about food, family, and community, but it's also about resilience, adaptability, and the power of culture to bring people together. So join us as we embark on this culinary journey and discover the rich flavors and stories of Cambodian American cuisine. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our coverage of the ongoing controversy surrounding Harvard University and the Trump administration. In our previous segment, we explored the tensions between the two entities, with President Trump accusing Harvard of tolerating anti-Semitism and liberal bias. Today, we're diving deeper into the story, examining the reactions from both sides and the potential implications for the university and its students. As we reported earlier, Harvard is challenging the administration's measures in court, which include banning foreign students, shredding contracts with the federal government, slashing multi-billion-dollar grants, and challenging the university's tax-free status. The Ivy League institution has continually drawn President Trump's ire while publicly rejecting his administration's repeated demands to give up control of recruitment, curricula, and research choices. Now, Republicans are weighing in on the issue, with some reveling in the fight against Harvard and what they perceive as woke ideology. According to a report from The Hill, GOP lawmakers see this battle as an opportunity to take on leftists in the Ivy League and boost their populist narrative of fighting elites. However, Democrats are pushing back, warning about the potential erosion of independence at Harvard and other educational institutions. But what's often lost in the noise is the human impact of these policies. We've obtained a court filing from Maureen Martin, Harvard's Director of Immigration Services, which reveals that international students are facing significant emotional distress due to the uncertainty surrounding their status. Some are even seeking to transfer schools or afraid to attend graduation, fearing separation from their families in the U.S. We want to hear from you. What do you think about the Trump administration's policies towards Harvard and other universities? Do you believe these measures are necessary to address perceived biases? Or do they threaten academic freedom and independence? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #BarbaraSBulletin. As we continue to follow this story, it's essential to consider the broader implications for higher education in America. Will the Trump administration's actions set a precedent for other universities? Or will Harvard's resistance spark a national conversation about the importance of academic freedom? Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin, where we'll explore another critical issue making headlines. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a look at the latest developments from Nigeria, where President Bola Tinubu has marked his second anniversary in office. In an address to the nation, President Tinubu defended his economic reforms, saying they are working and that the country is on course to building a more stable economy. However, not everyone shares this optimism. The cost of living crisis in Nigeria has sparked widespread anger, with many citizens taking to the streets to protest against high fuel prices, food inflation, and rising electricity costs. Inflation has soared to rates of over 23%, leaving many working Nigerians struggling to make ends meet. Now, I want to give you a balanced view of the situation. According to the World Bank, Nigeria's fiscal position has improved in recent months, and the country has witnessed its highest economic growth in 10 years. But, as Amnesty International points out, at least 10,217 people have been killed in attacks by gunmen in the 2 years since President Tinubu took office. It's clear that the security situation in Nigeria remains a major concern, with armed groups like Boko Haram continuing to pose a threat. President Tinubu claims that security has improved, but critics argue that his government has not done enough to address the root causes of the violence. As we consider the complexities of this story, it's essential to remember that economic development and security are deeply intertwined. While President Tinubu's reforms may have stabilized the economy in some ways, they have also had significant social costs. I want to hear from you, our listeners. What do you think about the situation in Nigeria? Do you believe that President Tinubu's economic reforms are working? Or do you think more needs to be done to address the cost of living crisis and security concerns? As we close out today's show, I want to encourage you to stay engaged with the issues that matter most. Whether it's Nigeria or other global hotspots, it's essential to stay informed and have respectful conversations about the challenges we face. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.